28. The Quran on formation of clouds and rain. Allah says, "And it is He who sends the winds as good tidings before His mercy, until, when they have carried heavy rain clouds, we drive them to a dead land, and we send down rain therein, and bring forth thereby some of all the fruits. Thus will we bring forth the dead. Perhaps you may be reminded." Chapter 7, verse 57. Allah also says, "And we have sent the fertilizing winds, and sent down water from the sky, and given you drink from it, and you are not its stockers." Chapter 15, verse 22. Modern science has affirmed the scientific points mentioned in these verses of the Quran. The winds carry water particles, which are rich in salt, up into the atmosphere. These particles, which are called aerosols, function as water traps and form cloud drops by collecting around the water vapor themselves. The clouds are formed from water vapor that condenses around the salt crystals or dust particles in the air. Because the water droplets in these clouds are very small, with a diameter between 0.01 and 0.02 millimeters, the clouds are suspended in the air and spread across the sky. Thus the sky is covered in clouds. The water particles that surround salt crystals and dust particles thicken and form raindrops, so drops that become heavier than the air leave the clouds and start to fall to the ground as rain. Allah says, "Do you not see that Allah drives clouds? Then He brings them together, then He makes them into a mass, and you see the rain emerge from within it. And He sends down from the sky mountains of clouds, within which is hail, and He strikes with it whom He wills, and averts it from whom He wills. The flash of its lightning almost takes away the eyesight." Chapter 24, verse 43. Rain clouds are formed and shaped according to definite systems and stages. The formation stages of cumulonimbus, a type of rain cloud, are: first stage, being driven along. Clouds are carried along, that is, they are driven along by the wind. Second stage, joining. Then small clouds, cumulus clouds, driven along by the wind, join together, forming a larger cloud. Third stage, stacking. When the small clouds join together, updrafts within the larger cloud increase. The updrafts near the center of the cloud are stronger than those near the edges. These updrafts cause the cloud body to grow vertically, so the cloud is stacked up. This vertical growth causes the cloud body to stretch into cooler regions of the atmosphere, where drops of water and hail formulate and begin to grow larger and larger. When these drops of water and hail become too heavy for the updrafts to support them, they begin to fall from the cloud as rain, hail, etc. A cloud becomes electrified as hail falls through a region in the cloud of supercooled droplets and ice crystals. As liquid droplets collide with a hailstone, they freeze on contact and release latent heat. This keeps the surface of the hailstone warmer than that of the surrounding ice crystals. When the hailstone comes into contact with an ice crystal, an important phenomenon occurs. Electrons flow from the cooler object toward the warmer object, hence the hailstone becomes negatively charged. The same effect occurs when supercooled droplets come in contact with a hailstone and tiny splinters of positively charged ice break off. These lighter positively charged particles are then carried to the upper part of the cloud by updrafts. The hail falls toward the bottom of the cloud. Thus the lower part of the cloud becomes negatively charged. These negative charges are then discharged as lightning. We conclude from this that hail is the major factor in producing lightning. Allah says, "And the thunder exalts Allah with praise of Him, and the angels as well from fear of Him, and He sends thunderbolts and strikes therewith whom He wills, while they dispute about Allah, and He is severe in assault." Chapter 13, verse 13.